All right, welcome back. I'm a narcotic detective now, and someone in the mid to late 80s came up with an idea that these are bean counters, that every officer should learn how to wrestle, combat wrestle, even though we're taught at the academy. Because they don't want us to, they took away our chokes that we used to use, which is very effective. Excuse me. And with Rodney King, they don't want us beating people with sticks. Well, then don't give us a stick then. Why do you give us a stick and then we use it and you get all upset? I don't get that at all. Anyway, so we didn't have tasers then. We had pepper spray. We had that. Okay, but the problem was when they wanted to teach everyone in the department how to combat wrestle, you're talking about guys that weren't in shape. When you're in the academy, you're 23, 22, you're ready to go. I'm like 37 years old now and got a little bit of a punch, less than I have now, out of shape kinda, or detectives working inside now, and so it's not a good thing. Okay, so okay, fine. So we go to this huge place they rented with a bunch of rooms with mats. They're gonna have like 7 rooms with mats with like 25 guys in each room. They have a massive amount of people they have to go through. And we had a classroom the first day to discuss how we're going to do this, and then team up with people and I'm going, oh great, we're going to get, because there are a lot of young guys in there, flat stomachs, full head of hair, and they want to combat wrestle. No, come on, I'm too old for this. Okay, so I see a guy that I worked with years ago. I'm talking 14 years ago, in patrol, and we're both kind of pudgy forming kind of guys. So we're Mexicans, and we have that funny, pudgy little shape to us, here like a pear, and we see each other and we smile, and we go, hey. So I go to him, I go, hey, and I go, you think the same thing I am? He goes, yeah, you and I are going to team up, man. I don't want to hurt each other. No, you don't want to get hurt. Okay, fine. So we team up. So the afternoon we come back, they wanted to wear, sweats and stuff, and so we come out, we're warming up, Okay, so we had a lady instructor. Now, which is interesting on this lady instructor is, she was, excuse me, the first lady motor cop on our department. She was a trailblazer, okay? She was on American Gladiators, and she went to the semifinals, won it. But when she won the semifinals, she plowed through one of the lady, Gladiator, knocked her over to make that touchdown. If you remember that show, and unfortunately, she dislocated her shoulder, and she couldn't make the finals. And everybody was said, even the people we heard this from the people on the crew of the show said, that lady officer is going to beat everybody. She's beaten the macho gladiators. Because remember, those gladiators, lady gladiators, they're tough, but they're small. This lady officer was like 5'10", 155 cut, yeah, she's a motor officer, okay? So anyway, so that was our instructor, really nice lady. She's married to another motor officer, and very nice lady. Okay, it's fine. So we get down to the first day, we're mostly just warming up and getting ready. She says, okay, now the next day we're going to start doing it. We're going to start actually teaching holes and stuff. Okay, so we did it the next morning. In the morning, teaching holes, we're actually kind of wrestling around a little bit. And him and I are just laughing because we're actually trying to wrestle, and our bellies are bound against each other, because we're both kind of fat. It was kind of funny. And then we get on top, you're supposed to get on top, and then, you say things like, all right, I don't want you to get turned on over this. I mean, we're making all kinds of jokes about this. It's pretty funny. I mean, it's really hilarious. He's a good guy, and we got along. We were together way back 14 years ago or so, and we're getting along right now because we both think the same thing. Okay, so it worked out really well. Okay, now here's what happened. We broke for lunch around 10:40. She says, okay, we're going to go to lunch. This is the first time we've had you guys, physically on top of each other, and they have 2 guys on one. They're, all trying to handcuff people, and all kinds of wrestling moves. I suggest when you go eat lunch, don't eat anything gaseous because we're going to do a lot of bending and twitching and all that. You're going to be, fold. She kept saying, going to be folded in the way of a pretzel, or a bagel and all this stuff. Okay, fine. So just don't do that. Okay, fine. So, we're all seasoned officers except for a bunch of young ones. We say, so everybody goes to eat. Okay, well, we had unfortunately, right next door to this place, they had a big old burrito stand. Well, that's where you're going to go. You don't want to get in your car. You only have an hour. So everybody's over there, and there's a burger stand over there, and everybody's eating really healthy stuff. Hamburgers, burritos, taquitos, and all that good stuff that, that's not gaseous at all. Okay. So we come back. Okay. Come back at whatever it was, 12:30, 1. So we're in a semicircle on the mat. First we run around the mat to get warmed up. Okay. And then we get in a semicircle. She's in the front. We're close to each other. From me to you is where she's sitting in the group, and we're all these guys. So I'm off to the side with my buddy, and we're sitting there. Okay, now we're gonna you spread your legs and you go down as far as you can to get your back stretched. And put your arms out. Okay. Well, I can tell you right now, this is 40 years later. I laughed so hard that morning, my side hurt. That afternoon, because as soon as you started bending, all you hear is gas. Okay. I'm talking a symphony of flatulence. Okay. And it's like, it looked like Dumb and Dumber times, well, there's 30 of us, so it'll be times 20, okay? So I'm laughing. I am in tears, okay? And I'm not doing gas. My buddy is, you know. And she goes, okay, you guys. Now she's taking. First she gets serious. Okay, she goes, look. And we're all everybody sit up. We're all sitting down. Of course, once you sit up, it stops because you know. Everybody know about diaphragm and pressure, okay? So it stops. She goes, look, guys. I'll never do that on purpose, trying to embarrass me, or trying to, you know, or what'd she say? Not sexual harass me, but like trying to run me out because I'm the only female out here. And then he goes, I don't know what you're doing. And then one guy says, raises his hand. He goes, she goes, what? He goes, we just have gas. I'm sorry, you know. And then, yeah, you know. She goes, okay. She got all riled up like she was trying to get her out of there. We're not getting. And then you could hear guys laughing in the other room. They're doing it in there too. Everybody's farting. Okay, I mean, come on, you know. So she goes, okay. And I go, excuse me. She looked at me because I already made some jokes before, and she heard me say these jokes. I go, excuse me. She goes, what? Excuse me, instructress? She goes, that's Officer so-and-so. I'm sorry. I made up that name. Instructress? I don't know if that's even a name. Okay. Anyway, she goes, I'm so-and-so. I said, I'm sorry, but, you know, we have gas. Okay. So then, all right. She goes, I hate to say this, but everybody go ahead and continue on what you're doing. And here it comes. A crescendo of farting. Oh, my gosh. We laughed the whole afternoon because every time we do any kind of a wrestling move, you had to get the guy down. You have to lay on top of the guy, and then you have to, you know, you hook your leg around him, and you squeeze him, and sure enough, you know, in the middle of a move or something, and everybody's watching this move because we're supposed to be learning from it, and everybody's laughing, and she's just sitting like this, just shaking her head like she lost it, and then it turned out later we found out other guys were mad at the personnel out there because everybody's farting. Well, what do you? These are all kind of overweight guy. I wasn't overweight, but I was a little bit chunkier than I was, eating horribly wrong. I mean, when I worked at the time, I was sitting in a surveillance car for 12 hours a day eating hot dogs and fast food burgers. How do you expect my system's going to be, okay? My gosh, my colon doesn't even know what a vegetable is, for crying out loud. So anyway, so that was my little experience in wrestling, and it was pretty funny. We did it for 2 weeks, and it got better at the end, but I'll tell you, man, almost every post-lunch exercising, there is gas. It was pretty funny. I'll tell you, I'm not kidding. For 2 days of that thing, my side was hurting because we laughed the whole time. Anyway, so enough of a fart. Always farts, always good. Always good for a story. See you next time. Bye-bye.